following show may shock, disturb, and offend some viewers. The opinions, theories, and facts shared on this podcast are not widely accepted by the brainwashed masses, especially those who find dark humor offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Jeffrey Dahmer soaked in blood. The Unabomber blowing up. Waco, Texas, and Heaven's Gates. Aliens modified, meant for mapes. JFK shot in the head by the CIA. Bigfoot and the Mothman. Son of Sam talking to dogs again. Witches, ghosts, and goblins. Mysterious noise and hauntings. Dark arts in the skull and bones. Most celebrities are probably cloned. So if you're feeling all alone, crack a beer and get stoned. I welcome you to the podcast Strange Brew. We're here to entertain you. We're here to entertain you.
It's about to get strange.
Why do you always see seagulls flying over the ocean?
Okay, say that again.
Why do you always see seagulls flying over the ocean?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be bagels.
I knew you would go back. No.
What?
My Billy, sweet Billy boy.
I don't know why it started halfway through, but welcome everybody to the show. Welcome to the Strange Brew Podcast. We are live right now to talk about the gender is a social construct myth and the tragic case of David Reimer. Billy, what did you think we were talking about tonight?
You said the bad transgender people. That's what you told me. That's what he said. And I said, whoa, they're still people. He goes, yeah, the thems. I think you called them thems. Didn't that used to be a slur? And now it's like preferred? If you called someone a them, it's like you're like dehumanizing them.
What do you think about transgender people?
I'm just confused. It confuses me. I don't like what I don't understand.
What's wrong with you? What you screaming for? Oh, Chris Tucker. Yeah, welcome back to the show, everybody. You're just having a little fun on a Sunday. I got a dark berry sour. I just want to have one beer. It's just like essentially I told Aaron, but I'm hopefully after my B-day. I'm going to not drink until Christmas. I'm going to try to I think it's time.
That's a good junk. I was gonna do sober October, and then I was like 4 days in, and then I realized they took away my nicotine for the vape juice, so I just stopped smoking instead. So I kind of jumped right back on beer pretty hard. But yeah, no, I gotta get up and start doing that because it's so easy to say, oh yeah, no, in the future we're gonna stop, and then the day comes, you're like, but I want it.
I know.
I don't want to quit.
And it gets tough because on the show, it's just something that we've always done. It's like,
I can't fucking do this shit sober. No chance.
Like an addiction, right? So the more you do it, and the more you're used to doing it in a particular setting.
Yeah,
right,
I get it. Yeah, no, for sure. Thereby.
Yeah, this will be interesting to hear Billy's takes. So one of the features of cultural Marxism, their assault on the natural and biological realities, is the false idea that gender identity is just a social construct. It's just a social construct. So what does that mean, Billy, to you?
It means you can be whatever you want if you think it hard enough.
It's true. So,
or it's saying that, like men and women don't even exist. Like,
yeah,
dumb. It was dumb.
Stop.
I just don't understand. Like, I think my biggest beef with this whole thing, and like when it came up so hard, is it just correlated so perfectly in time with the people that always kept saying trust the science, and then they went, oh, not that one though. we don't like that science.
Like, there's that clip of it's like I don't know, she must be like 5 or 6, and she explains how like the bone structure of like females are different and their hips are different. And it's like a child understands this.
You know what? Oh my God. You know what I just found out so fucking long ago that I thought, did you ever hear the thing that like men have like an extra rib than women?
But didn't we take one of our ribs out to give it
to Eve?
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking true my whole life. No, we got the same amount of fucking ribs.
So you would have been one.
I learned that like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, you're kidding me. That's not actually true. I thought it was true forever. I thought we always had one less on one side, and that's where they use that myth from. It's like, oh well, we took the rib to make Eve out of it, but yeah, no.
I don't know. The more I look into some of that stuff, the more I'm like, I don't know. Maybe the Bible it has some truth to it. You know, I it's so funny because like I listen to older episodes or whatever to see which ones we, as I've said before, want to kind of put out on Cult of Conspiracy.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, time changes people, right? We've been doing the show for 7 years. We think differently. We are different. We grew out of certain things. We think different ways now because of things we're influenced by or things in our surroundings, right? So it is interesting.
Are you
right?
starting that sentence to come up to saying that you're starting to believe in God?
Not necessarily.
Is that where you're getting at?
No. I've always believed that there is probably some higher power, some sort of like omnipotent being that could exist outside of the reality that we inhabit, right? I've always thought something like that. But just like the whole idea of like the Nephilim and these like ancient entities and how like, that maybe there is some sort of demonic creature like Lucifer ruling over our society, and then just telling kids to like,
have you ever thought that you might be a girl? Cut off your dick.
If somebody talked to me like that in person, I'd straight up shit my pants. I'd turn into that meme of the lady on the airplane. Like, that motherfucker right there is not real.
I'm a girl now. Oh, baby.
This is going to be so annoying.
Oh, you can do fun phone calls with that. We should bring back prank phone calls. No one does that shit anymore.
Well, I keep saying to the fans of the show that we're going to do a call in. I've said that a couple times. I just haven't hashed out how we'll do it yet. But I saw one of the fans like, when are you doing that? And I'm like, I gotta put that in the works. So then on like certain episodes or for Patreon, if you subscribe to the Patreon, we'll get you to call in and then we'll play it on the show if you subscribe to the Patreon. Something like that to really get people over to support the show.
Yeah, that would be a fun time.
So can you look up I'm gonna tell you so. Oh, that's what that is. Much like the Boasian myth says that race is a social construct. What do you think about that, Billy?
This is getting dumb.
I know. Well, there's
it's just dumb. Like,
the least thing we have in common is like skin color, or the most common. Because
it goes
down to genetics.
4?
No.
I guess there's shades, but
yeah. That it's actually like the differences between like say a European, a white man, and an Asian man. It's beyond like physical features that the genetics are actually different.
Yeah. No, and it's so weird to claim something like that. Like, I feel like we're getting to the point that we're just like, oh, well, like, beer's not even real, so I can drink as much as I want. Oh my God, I'm on board. I'm saying that. That's my new argument. Beer's a social construct. It's not even really, like, you're defining it as bad, but like, it's just
when I'm drunk, I'm sober.
It's just when I'm drunk, I'm actually sober, and I identify that way.
That'd be so funny. You ever seen that?
Get out of every drunk driving.
Bring up your screen just quick as we get into this stuff, and just look up the woman who thinks that thinks she's black. Just look up type of woman who thinks she's black.
Yeah, we've showed this lady before.
It's just so crazy. She looks absurd. It's so funny. But there was and I think comedy is comedy, and whatever. If a black person wants to do whiteface, I don't really care. But people are all mad because white people were doing blackface and doing the EBT thing because they're like taking away like their food stamps. And then a lot of black people are saying they're gonna eat white people.
There's a bunch of them now.
Really?
I got Vicky's an 8-year-old girl.
Oh my God.
Who thinks she's black.
Go on images.
TikToker who thinks she's black. Blacker who thinks she's white.
Wow. It's just a construct.
Share my screen again. Why do I forget how to do this? Oh, it's right there. That one.
Billy's retarded.
Look, we got 11 minutes on the white girl that thinks she's black.
Oh my God.
Everyone thinks I'm black. I was born white, but I prefer being black.
Oh, look up the images. Let's see the images. Oh yeah, that woman in the top corner. That's the one. No,
This
over-
one, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
And she got like massive fake tits and stuff. It's
She
so
kind of
funny.
fucking looks like Whoopi.
Billy, pull it up.
This one?
It's so funny. So go down. See if there's any more images of her, because she got like the big old like jugs. So strange.
Why is that the
Well,
only one I can find of her?
Weird. Well, go back to the image of that crazy lady. Click on it and then go down in the image. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, it's a video.
wow.
Stop. Fucking ads, man. I don't pay for YouTube Premium.
All right. Well, I'll wait. Yeah, you see? Look at, she's like, I'm gonna get massive
She's so
surgery.
scary. Like, that's a
It is so
haunting
weird.
face.
I wonder
Oh,
what
that's
happened.
fucking hilarious. That's not
like,
real.
big
Is
old
that
fake
real?
tits. That probably is real. Yeah.
Oh, that looks photoshopped or AI.
I don't
now,
know.
guess
I don't know,
everyone would say.
man. They're like AI is gonna fool everybody, but everything else was a lie to begin with, anyway. So,
Yeah.
so funny. What a what a weird thing. It's horrifying looking. Yeah, so like the attack on the reality of gender identity was designed to drive a wedge between male and females in the natural assigned roles of men and women in society. Feminism is another key strategy of the cultural Marxist. It is based on a myth that gender identity being socially constructed rather than being a natural construction. This leads feminists to perpetrate their victimhood narrative about the patriarchy dominating society being responsible for the oppression of women. And you know who created feminism?
Who's that?
Do you know?
The single person that did it? No.
No, like, do you know what do you know what group they were associated with?
I'm gonna say it's something to do with money, but I don't know.
Bling, bling.
The Jewish?
Yama Nahavagiola. Yes, it was a totally a Jewish subversion agenda, according to some people.
That's racism, man. I love to racism, bro.
Well, it makes sense at the time too. It's like when you're taxing all your citizens and shit, you're like, it can even be more than just the Jewish people. It can be other groups of government or anybody really in power wanting to collect money. Like, what's better than having a breadwinner?
Yeah, and
Two, let's make
directly-
everything so fucking expensive that they both have to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
And it directly correlates with this idea of like voting and having to work, right, and pay taxes, but also like the Rothschilds were behind a lot of the movements. The money behind them was like the Rothschilds and other people.
Well, it makes sense. Any global elite, really.
But we're all noticing now, aren't
Oh
we?
my god! I just looked real quick. I was not. I'm so tired, man. I looked at the top. I thought that was fucking Hitler. I was like, no, that's not true.
And his name is Adolf Hitler!
It's actually really funny.
So funny. I don't know what's up with the new soundboard. Like, if I click the sound, it won't. If it doesn't play all the way through, then I guess it's a nice pause feature. But
There you go.
it is always the J's, it seems like, and it's just funny. So feminists say that gender identity and subsequently gender roles are forced onto women by the patriarchal society, when in actual fact gender identity and specific gender roles are assigned by nature, not society. Nature, not nurture, determines your gender identity. The idea that human behavior is both behavioral and psychological are merely social constructs. Basically, it means that all humans are blank slates from birth and are to be molded by society to be whatever they eventually turn out to be. There are no biological or inherent explanations as far as the cultural Marxist subversives are concerned. Only society, the environment, oppression, and racism are acceptable arguments to explain why society is the way that it is in relation to certain groups within society.
That's loaded. You can go off on so many different tangents on that one.
Well, it's like,
kids matter. Like, I hate that idea
there's
too.
no
And
such thing as a trans kid.
that's a big thing with all these like protests and everything. And like it goes for whatever you're protesting. When they say such blanket statements like that you're basically saying that everybody thinks this, oh, you're trans, you don't matter. Like no
Yeah.
one fucking says that. I don't even say that. I think you need help, but like you don't fucking just not matter. You're still a fucking person.
Well, and
I
the
still
thing is
care
too, I
about
think they
that
need.
person.
I think they need mental help. I think that this is like,
Yeah,
whole
like
thing
well,
is
sure, but like
subversive.
there's a difference lines on that. When you're like protesting for it, you're making it seem like everyone's against you and you're so righteous for doing this. It's like, no, like you blew our argument up like way too far. We said horrible shit that, well, okay, we probably did, but not everybody.
It went from
It's
big the
definitely
cake
not
bigot
everybody.
to like now where it's like, oh, you gotta have, drag queen story time, from just being like, let us get married, and all that
if
stuff.
you blow something up big enough that makes it seem like you're fighting back in such a righteous manner, you get a lot more headway because it seems like you're really standing up for what you believe in. But nobody was fucking like, no, okay, I could be wrong. Are there currently like camps that people get put into for being trans where they die?
No.
Like, is that a thing?
No,
like,
unless
are people doing that? Are there
it.
news articles or stuff like that? Like,
No.
Okay, then
unless the
fuck
doctors
off.
are doing it, right? Because then the doctors are pushing, for these kids to be, they're sterilizing them. So it is sort of like what people would claim would be some Nazi experimentation, right? So they are like experimenting in that way. And we'll get to this guy's story of how they literally created this experiment around the fact that they burnt his dick off.
Oh. Like with a bick, you think?
No, yeah, that's fucked up.
I bicked your dick, boy.
yeah. Maybe it's a good thing that you are uncut, because it could have been worse, Billy.
It always could be worse.
Yeah, so like, and this idea, right? Like how like all of a sudden then it's every shop you go to, whether it be like even a weed shop or the grocery store or some pet store, and it has like the trans flag on it, the pride flag, and it's like everyone's allowed here. No one was kicking out gay people in the early 2000s from like grocery stores. That didn't happen unless maybe you were in like Arkansas or some shit. I don't know, but like realistically, that whole thing of like this store includes is dumb. Like nobody, I never in my entire life ever saw someone say, "Oh, get the hell out of my convenience store because you're trying to," you know what I mean? I've never seen some Asian.
No, they blew up their feelings more than anything. Like, to be fair, like even our parents' generation, like even let's take my dad. Like, he tries so hard to like want to be a good person, but he still gets so oddly weird around gay people. He's like, oh, I just don't want, like, he's like like he's squirmish.
Yeah, it's like white people
like,
clutching their purse around black
that
people.
way where it was okay to be that way, but a lot of people don't want to be that way. But it's internal feelings that you're not going to fucking change it because you put a sticker on it. Like,
no, and you could have a bad experience, or
everyone
just,
always shut. Yeah, even like you said, early 2000s, everyone was shutting the fuck up about it. They know what they're feeling is probably not right. They're keeping 99% of it to themselves. Like, that's all you can fucking do. Really,
I feel like they've pushed people so far where now you
that I
have
almost
these
want
people.
to be mean.
Yeah,
I almost want to be a dick in public now.
I know. Well, that's what, and even with the racism stuff, like the second son's like Jeremy did a great speech in front of the CBC calling out like their essentially hatred for white people, and then they show clips from the CBC saying like all white people are racist. Oh, the biggest problem is white supremacy. Oh, this, that. So then you're gonna keep pushing white people to be like fuck you. Then I'm gonna embrace being racist if all of us are. And that's like, they're doing it to themselves of creating these monsters they claim, or these hateful people, when they're the most hateful people, saying like, shut up bigot, shut up racist, shut your mouth, your opinion doesn't matter. And now you're going to have a bunch of, which I see it in the younger generation, kids I work with that are just out of high school and stuff like that are like done with this shit. One kid got a white privilege card. It looks like a credit card, and his buddy got it from the States. And then his other buddy had like a race card. It said race card on it. It looked like a credit card. And like they're like 16, so
it's kind of funny actually.
They're like temp kids, but they don't care, right? The younger generation is starting to
push back a little bit. Like,
I feel creepy.
I get that. It's hard. Well, when you're that's also hard though too, because who knows? Maybe you're playing into exactly what the idea is. It's let's piss off the people that are so rationally thinking, and like everyone's got a bit of vindictive attitude inside them. I don't think it's just me. I think everybody has that, whether they suppress it or not. Like, they're like, you hurt me, I kind of want to see you hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure, like you can wash off a lot, but like yeah, most people I feel like have that a bit in them. And again, you're pushing a lot of people that think like just a very not crazy way into thinking they're
very
crazy
rational.
because they're not embracing this.
Like Charlie Kirk was very, I feel like was rational. He was like milk toast, like conservative, right? And the thing is, and now there's like, they're like the left is like, it's literally a death cult. That's why I believe the left is a death cult. Everywhere they go, they bring death, misery. They don't build anything. They tear everything down, including like the foundations of society, which is a man and a woman creating kids, right? That is like how we became to be. That's why we are here, right? And like, I know there's people that don't want to have kids. A part of me thinks it's weird because your ancestors had to like essentially survive for thousands of years for you to exist now. And then you're like, nope, I don't want to do it anymore. Like I'm giving up.
I got my tiki-taki.
Yeah, like I'm just
scroll.
I'm gonna goon all day. You know what I mean?
I hate that word so much.
So do I. It's just so funny, like this new generation. But you know, like they're kind of like a death cult, and they're like dressing up like Charlie Kirk for Halloween with like blood on their shirt with the freedom shirt on. And I'm like, you're fucking sick. And like, dressing up like Trump with a bullet through his head. Like, this is how sick these people are. And it's like, you claim to be tolerant and loving and accepting. You don't accept anybody that doesn't have the same belief as you do. They're the most hateful people, and they claim people that want to preserve their culture or heritage are hateful or something like that, when they're the most hateful people. It's clear. You just see it in their eyes all the time. It's like they're gone.
Fight. I keep saying every problem can be solved with just a kiss. Just anytime anyone's super mad at you, just be like, mwah.
Kirk was like Ned Flanders. It's true. Howdy ho, or whatever the hell. Like, every person on the planet is racist. Like, if you talk to if you talk to like the Chinese or any especially Asians, they don't really care at all. And I shout out my Asian homies because I do see a lot of Asian people that get what's going on. I see a couple of them calling out the Kalergi plan, being an Asian person and noticing it or noticing what's happening to the West, so they don't want to come to like places like Japan. Like the Japanese just they elected a woman that was like as far right as possible, and she actually talked about treating immigration like Hitler did or something like that. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, that's crazy. She said, she made a quote.
Crazy to just say that. Just like not even play a game. Like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, like, and they were on the side. They were on the side of like the National Socialists, right? So, and then the state's like, let's test this nuclear bomb out on you. But obviously, and they're looking, they're mentally ill, clearly, and they have mental issues. And the thing is, so this is, okay, I want to get away that, where's our, move that.
It's 1 in 3 teens and
1 in 3 LGBT teens have mental illness prevalence amongst 14 and 19-year-olds by sexual identity in England. So the LGBT is 35% mentally ill, and heterosexuals are 13%. Then you also have this. This is crazy. Mental health among Black LGBTQ, whatever, young people, Black cisgendered LGBTQ young people, Black transgender and non-binary young people. Their anxiety is at 75% if you're a Black transgender non-binary young people, and if you're a Black cisgendered LGBT, I don't know how you're so you identify with the gender you're associated with, but you're gay or whatever. That's 60%. Their depression is 46 and 70 or 67%. Seriously considering suicide, 58% amongst the transgender non-binary people, and 37% when it comes to the cisgendered LGBT. And then attempts of suicide is 25% in the transgender, and then the cisgender is 12. Like, and I hate that you're cisgender. No, I'm a man. You don't get to add on extra words.
Don't you fool me with your library words.
And you can read this if you want, Billy.
Racist. A term invented by a man, Leon Trotsky. Real name, Lev Bronstein. A Marxist Jew who, to justify the destruction of European people and weaken their self-protective instincts and identity as a tribe. It is applied only to Europeans. It is used as a method of control when any European dares to see anything from his own point of view or try to protect himself or his peoples. It's
true, man. That's true. It's only used against us. That's a fact. And it's like there's so many weird things. We'll get into it because
it is, well, to be okay. Actually, This could be interesting. So
I'm only
what we
racist for an
see,
hour a day. Can't let it build up or it's start to show.
what we see is we're not allowed to basically celebrate white culture or anything or whatever there is, like everything we have of it in our own countries. But do you think it would be viewed, and I'm just asking right now, do you think if we all, like, let's say we moved to Africa and started a family, do you think, like, if we got excited about seeing other white people, it would be weird? Or would that be normal? Because we're outside of our culture, and then we see our culture, and then we're like, oh my God, like, yay, you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it would be more exciting. Like, let's say a Jamaican person comes here, like, they're like, yes, where's my fucking Jamaican peeps at? They're like,
well,
part of home.
That's where it
like,
starts.
Do you think that
though,
kind of plays into it a little bit?
But then that's where it starts, though, is this idea of like.
Well, I
at,
meant
like,
North Africa, not
I
South.
know, but like, but this idea of like, you know, like Brampton was like 80% white or something like that in like the 80s. And now
it obviously massively got fucking out of control.
Oh, this is my people, and then it's like it. You know, I don't even think places like Chinatown should.
And then
exist.
we're just told to be tolerant and accept and love and.
Yes. Yeah. I know. North Africa, good question. Well, North Africa is like a lot of like Arabic people. That's why a lot of the
I don't think
the black community.
I don't think those people would look at that as something weird.
Yeah,
they'd be like, yeah, there's not a lot of them. Like fucking. Yeah, like you're home, your boy.
Yeah, some of the black community gets confused because they're like they claim to be the Moors and they're like we built Europe and they are Egyptian or they're Jewish or they're this and that. They're the real natives. I see that and I'm gonna do a video about it covering it because it's like it's ridiculous. You're not everything but sub-Saharan Africans. I'm everything but this. You know what I mean? I'm everything but who I am is a crazy thing that they like kind of. A little bit like, no, it's not every person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like it's
but also kind of completely disprove my own question there, or to kind of go in the other direction. Let's say we were to do that and we move all gradually, continually to move into predominantly black community, and we grew to a size of being the majority, and we were still celebrating it. That's not okay.
We make it better.
That's called conquering.
There's
if there's just like 5 or 6 of us, whatever, we're having a good time. Those weird white guys down the street.
But that's what like the this gets brought up, but this is about kind of gender construct and racial construct to some extent of like the Indians being like, you know, that they're claiming to take over and they're making fun of it, but it's like you're colonizing. They're claiming like when they let off the Diwali fucking fireworks, there was a video people posted and it's like
Walmart.
Over
decorations and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's terrible. It's retarded. It's like you have an entire.
I can't celebrate Christmas.
I know you can't say. You have to say happy holidays.
I have to say happy holidays. Get bent.
I know. So then they're claiming this is colonizing Canada by lighting off all their fireworks on video where it's like them like it's a shot of like above a big city and there's fireworks going all off. And I'm like, you're colonizing Canada without all the benefits of what like European colonization brought, which was like, you know, innovations like the wheel and like just cars, planes, things that like white people invented. Like trains, like all this stuff that like, you know, and that's the thing about like I've said and people get mad at this, but like, you know, some things bad sure happened at the hands of the British to people in India, but they also brought them like trains and like modern. Without the British, India would still be living in chaos. And now, you know, they left, and I've seen people be like, there was one guy that's like, well, they destroyed our country, and I was like, it's been 70 years, man.
Come on. Pick up your bootstraps. She broke up with you forever ago, dude. Come on.
And then
you've had a whole that person's been married 4 times since then. You got to get over this.
Yeah, a lot of people are very delusional, right? In regard, like I argue that yes, bad things happen because of colonialism, but I actually think it was a good thing. And that's like a crazy take because people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, we wouldn't exist in the modern world without it. There would be no such thing as a car or a train because a lot of those were built, or a telephone. Like Alexander Graham Bell in Brantford, Ontario created the phone, and then that was in Canada. So without Canada existing because of colonialism, we wouldn't live in the modern world. People wouldn't be able to type angrily on their cell phones. without like white innovation. And it's not disparaging other people and saying that they didn't contribute. Like a lot of like Arabics are the Arabs are actually pretty smart, and they develop like certain mathematic equations and things like that, and like some structural architecture. Like like Iran's IQ, they're fairly high, like over 100 or something, same as like Europeans kind of thing. And so it's not like, oh, look at the Chinese too. The Chinese steal a lot of stuff, but they could also build a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. Well, when you have that many people, you're bound to have some. Well, I guess never mind. That didn't work out for other.
Well, I love
Anyways,
that
I'm getting way off track here.
Yeah.
What was his story about?
So as we were talking about this whole construct, right? And they're saying that we're basically like clean slates, right? That society can kind of manipulate. For example, a man who identifies with sex assigned to him as birth and who acknowledges that in accordance with natural assigned identity, he has a role to play as a male in society. Then according to people like John Money, Dr. John Money, we'll get to him later, he has been molded to think that way by society. It has nothing to do with biology. According to those who say that apart from sexual organs, the reproductive system, everything else is a product of society and the environment somebody is raised in, and it is this way because they say so. What determines one's gender identity? This logic suggests that gender identity is malleable, that it can be molded by society and the environment an individual is raised in. The same false logic is used by those who say race is a social construct. They say Africans, Europeans, and Asians are blank slates from birth with no biological determined differences. The environment, society, and racism is responsible for how they turn out. That's what they say. This is, of course, absolute nonsense. There's provable biological differences between races and sexes that are far from being explained away as results of environment. There's also specific gender roles assigned by nature to both men and women in society. Denying this overwhelming majority of people identifying with the sex they were assigned with at birth, they can go to accept their natural assigned gender roles and are extremely comfortable with it. Only an extreme minority of people try and work against this natural construct. And far from being proof that gender is a social construct, it actually shows us that the extreme minority of people have psychological problems that are being used and manipulated by ideological motivation. Manipulated by the ideological motivated agenda to deconstruct society and remold it into an unnatural image. You know, like this whole thing of like trans rights or human rights. No, they're not. You have basic human rights. Like you don't have any other rights that I don't have. But no, tax dollars shouldn't go to you cutting off your weens. You know what I mean? Cutting off your dignity.
Oh, can we just do that then? That's an awesome backlash. Like there's instead of, because it goes with anything, and we're both guilty of doing this, and we constantly keep doing it. And I constantly keep saying this, and I know it's wrong, but I do it fucking anyway. Is anytime you're mad about something or upset about something, and you're clearly seeing something wrong, if you get mad as well and show you're angry about it, you're fucking not winning. You're not moving forward. You're not doing anything. You need to be creative and tricky like they are. They're getting our fucking tax dollars. So that's an awesome argument. Start protest and be like, human rights, you're absolutely correct. Our tax dollars should go there. I also need a new car, and I'd like our government to pay for it.
I know.
I'd almost be okay with this.
Well, and it's just nonsense, right? Because like a basic human right should be water, clothing, and a house. But there's millions upon millions of people.
You don't deserve money from the government. You don't deserve anything else, expect it just because you're, let's say, even unable. Like that's not a right. That's a luxury. Is getting things like EI or welfare. Like
yeah, maybe it is EMF waves. There's a lot of weird things. It's hard to tell because like we don't know how cell phones affect us. When I looked at the chat, what's up, Bill? I haven't seen you in the chat too often. I almost thought it's like Bill Cosby, and I was like, here. Oh, Bill Cosby's here.
Mr. Cosby.
Can you do a would you like some pudding pops? See.
It's hard. You know what? I notice when we do
on
this,
the spot,
when I do, you can't do on the spot ones. I need to hear it for a second. I'm actually pretty fucking decent at impersonations. If I hear it first, I can repeat it back like very well.
Other than that Indian accent you try to do.
But again, though, that's an on the spot where you got to get in the character. You got to be like fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And I just think this
It's so
idea, right?
bad.
It's
I gotta stop
I
doing
know, I
show.
know. But it's like that yeah, like there's basic human rights that people don't have. So you can't have rights over other people and get just free shit. It's just like the same idea as reparations. Or I mean, there's a that we need to pay for the sins of the government like hundreds of years ago.
You see the
Well,
fucking BC one?
yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Isn't that
Taking away
nuts? But he
land
lost
from
his house.
he could lose his house because southeastern
I thought it was
tribes.
done.
No, no.
I thought they were granted, like, you have to
He
move
has
out.
to
Like, this is no
fight
longer your
because
land.
no, he can't renew his mortgage, so they have to. He's probably going through that, and he says he's gonna fight. And the guy's been there since 1975, owning that house or whatever. And it's like then they just come in and be like, "No, it's ours now." And this is the funny thing, right? You know, in my political videos that I do, I talk about this a lot about, you know, that everyone, and it only started because people started to piss me off about this whole thing of like, well, you're not Canadian, the natives are. I'm like, well, it wasn't Canada yet. There was no such thing as a Canadian. Yes, bad things happened in the past because of colonialism and some, but 95% died because of disease. That's a factual statistic thing you can look at. But, and there are also like, no one makes this point that I see. And like the diseases that Europeans brought to the New World, right? They already had them, and they came from like places like India and China during the trade routes, and they got sick. And also like literally even the Black Plague almost wiped out half of Europe. So in these diseases like smallpox and stuff, Europeans already got from other countries, and they built up an immune system over time and already lost probably more people than the natives lost, right? So no one brings in the argument that was already devastating to Europeans before they made it to the new land. And then it's just like, you can't claim like if Canada's native land, then Europe is Roman land and China is Mongolian land. And you know, it doesn't make sense. And all the Arabic countries that have constantly been at war and changing all the time, it's the Ottoman Empire still. It's a stupid argument that is only framed to essentially use for an agenda. Because then the UN agenda, they classify this under the UN agenda, and then come take your property and you'll own nothing. And then the tribes think that they're getting it or whatever, when they're not. It's actually just going towards bureaucracy and governments and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you can't own land when you had no concept of ownership, nor were you were traveling across the land. They were nomadic. Like 90% of native tribes were nomadic. So you were just walking across the wilderness.
This is my walking trail. How dare you put concrete on my walking trail?
Oh my god, you brought me horses and a wheel and like modern technology. Crazy. It is
I
a
feel
battle
like
for power.
this got off transgenders.
I know, but like it's this whole kind of like Marxist agenda that is happening, right? It's part of it. So let's I got a couple videos to play. I have 3 altogether. But which one is, so let's just play this, you know.
Magnus Hirschfeld, an atheist Jew, was the first homosexual and transsexual advocate of the 20th century, and also performed the first sex reassignment surgery. Karl M. Bayer, a Zionist Jew born in Germany, was the first female-to-male transgender surgery. Back in the United States, all the major lobbying organizations for transgenderism and child gender confusion is done by, you guessed it, God's not-so-chosen people. National Center for Transgender Equality, founded by Mara Keisling, a Jew. Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, founded by Gillian Weiss and Michael Silverman, both Jews. GLSEN, or Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, directed by Eliza Bayard, a Jew. TSER, Trans Student Educational Resources, founded by Eli Ehrlich. And Sylvia Rivera Law Project, a legal aid organization that advocates trans rights, founded by trans activist Dean Spade, both of which are Jews.
Is that, oh.
A coincidence is only a coincidence so many times.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's what, like, me and Aaron were talking about the vampire episode about, like, this idea of, like, blood libels and stuff. He's like, is there that much smoke without fire? You know what I mean? And, like, somebody made a point in the chat with the native stuff is that there was hundreds of tribes here. And that's always, like, they were living in harmony. I'm like, no, they weren't. That's like saying, like, Europeans were living in harmony. Everyone was just holding hands, and there wasn't these constant, like, warfare and stuff like that, right? So, and it's not against anybody. Like, I grew up near reserve, had plenty of native friends, but it's just like, you're being used. It is quite clear that's what's happening. Like it's an agenda. You're being used by the government that did this to you in the first place. Right?
But
Weird
vote.
stuff. Weird stuff. So yeah, they obviously have psychological problems and they're being used. This is a sickening abuse and exploitation of vulnerable people by the cultural Marxist agenda. You might be interested to know that an individual behind the gender is a social construct myth was a man named Dr. John William Money. He was he likes to make money,
Who doesn't know?
He was leading prominent of he was a lead component of this like blank slate theory and was convinced gender was a social construct. He was a sex research, a pediatric psychoendocrine law, whatever. That's a weird word. Psychoendocrinologist. I don't even know that. I've never heard that word in my life.
He studies other doctors.
He studies things.
Studies things that doctors do.
He was, he was a researcher at the clinical of the John Hopkins, of course, John Hopkins, and he has defined the concept of gender roles and identity. He was obsessed with hermaphroditism. Sure, he was obsessed with hermaphrodites.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
A hermaphrodite?
Do you wish you could stick a penis in your vagina?
I don't want to. I don't want both.
So if I mean Aaron talked about that once.
Why was that a big topic for so many years? Like we were obsessed with that as kids. Like hermaphrodite was the thing.
It was just a weird thing. Like wow, you could.
Everyone's like, what is going? Like, did anyone ever actually know one?
We were talking. No, I didn't. But we were talking about like there's an aliens that me and Aaron talked about a while ago, and they were like supposedly hermaphrodites. They had a dick in pussy. He's like, would you cream pie yourself, Billy? Would you cream pie yourself?
Gross, dude. Well, you know what? Is that gross? It's you.
I know it is you.
That's fucking weird. That's also probably a weird way for that to bend.
I know
too.
Brett was trying to argue at work the other day that he's like, if you jerk off, you're gay because you're touching another man's dick, even if it is your own dick.
Hermaphrodites are there in the world.
It's so funny.
I want to know how many.
See, and then we have this stuff. Okay, there's a lot of I'll let Billy bring up his facts.
It says 1.7% of people. That's roughly 1 in 60 people. There's no fucking way. 160 million people globally.
Corrupt them all. Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
Do you think they're...
No, I think that's probably an overshoot. Quit being
like, but also, if you were born... Like, if I was born that way, like, I wouldn't fucking tell anyone. That's not a conversation anyone needs to have with me.
Well, obviously, and then it goes back to which we talked about. Go check it out. There's that Hirschfield, Myra Hirschfield, whatever that Jew guy. He's
Trevor. That's fucking nasty. That is the grossest.
Yeah. And a hand job from a G is technically anal. Because he's got poop all over his hands. So there he is, Magnus Hirschfield, and he's surrounded by all these trannies in the Weimar Republic. So, and like that just goes back to like this stuff has existed for a long time. I got a video to play that I found very interesting that we'll get to. What's this one? Let's play this one.
You've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know,
Michael.
Well,
Big Mike.
When when Michelle's mad, I get worried. Michael and I also want to acknowledge
the first gay president or the first woman president.
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Hey, when it's all said and done, I'ma need 4 freaks, cause I need more than one.
You know what's funny? It reminds me of that, like, you know, that that Leonardo DiCaprio meme is like, and he's like, what?
Yeah. Wait. Also, okay, let's say for example, let's just go totally true. That's 100% true. And you are the president of the United States, and your now wife, obviously, I guess, goes by Michelle. So that's now, I guess, in their world, a dead name.
Mm-hmm.
And you call your wife her not
Michael.
okay name.
I know, it's her dead
on
name. So
a press conference. Like, you get beat, dude. That's like next level. Like, I'm surprised he's still alive. I'm surprised he didn't die.
I know, good old Big Mike. And the thing is too, like, I think a lot more celebrities are than people notice because how far this has gone back. And again, like, you know, it wasn't until they kept pushing at everybody's throats. Like, we had a gay guy on the show for like at least 2 years, about, maybe a little longer. And Anton was chill and then he just went too far left, right? And like, I just didn't. I'm like, hey, this is good. We're a conspiracy podcast where we talk about things like this. It will be very strange if you show up and your name's Jackie and I don't want to call you that. You know what I mean? Because I think it's kind of a little crazy to go that far, right? You know, I think you should accept yourself. And even I've listened to older episodes with me and him talking, and you know, I said something about like he was making fun of Bette Midler because we were talking about Hocus Pocus and how she's like a he's like she's a something some acronym, and it's like a radical feminist against transgenderism, something crazy. And I was like, and I even said it, I remember being like, I'm in the middle, I just don't care, just do what you want. You know, you have a right to do whatever you want with your body, right? So if you're of age. And I always said, yeah, maybe you should wait to like 30 to really figure it out, because especially men's brains don't get fully formed until they're like 25. They don't even recognize things like danger and fear in their teenage years, right? And I was all, and then it was like, yeah, I was very dumb and crazy.
I'll agree. Boys are dumb.
And you know, it was just like I didn't care, and then it's just like then it's like, oh, you're trying to read the drag queens, trying to read to children, or you're trying to bring kids to pride events, and then it's like, okay, and they're trying to put it in schools, and it's everywhere, and the like flying pride flags for a month at a public school, and there's flags all in the classrooms, and it's like this all the communists essentially took over the education system. That's why I'm like, all right, I have a problem now with it, because now you're just trying to force it on everybody.
The same, you know what I don't get though? What doesn't make sense to me is the same people indoctrinating that into the schools are the same people that took religion out of it.
Yeah, and we should have some sort of
fucking what? Like, are you what?
Communism has killed millions of people. Here's a little chart for you to show you. Over 100 million. I think it's probably a little more than that, but you know, it's like, and they're trying to push this. There's a bunch of people in America, in Canada. This is why it always bothers me, right? Communism has killed way more people than fascism has. That's a fact. You can easily prove that everywhere it's been practiced. They've slaughtered and starved millions upon millions of people. Everywhere it's been practiced. You know, and people point to China. Well, China got to that way after killing like millions upon millions of people, like a lot of people. You can see it right there. If I can't really, 20 million or some shit like that. I can't really see it. Soviet Union, 20 mil. I think it's more in the Soviet Union. Vietnam, China, 50 to 60 million people. So China. So like, it's a dangerous ideology, and then it's like, so there's a school in Halifax is trying to teach communist Marxist ideologies. But if I opened a school that was like on Saturdays, because they're doing it on the weekends or some bullshit, all these like skinny, weak little effeminate men and women that look like little boys and stuff like that, they're all going there, and you know, and I've made fun of they have a channel for it, and I started being like, everyone go make fun of these idiots and putting in my stories and shit, but it's funny because if I did like a national, I'm not a Nazi, just people probably call me that. I don't care. I don't like socialism, so but there is arguments. But you know, if I create a school about National Socialism, right? Everyone got mad at that guy wearing that swastika armband, like being an SS officer for Halloween. But if you were like a Stasi, it would be fine, right? So it's like, there's clearly one has been conditioned into people to see as nothing but evil, and then the other one, people obviously have not studied history.
Yeah, and it's, I feel like
let's do it again. We didn't do it right. Let's another 60 million
one more try.
One more try. It's so crazy. It's like, and then you have like this stuff. Like, look how many like celebrities have transgender kids. You want to read them off?
Holy fuck! Okay, I don't know.
Charlize Theron.
I don't know who that
boys.
is. Who's Charlize
you would know
Theron?
her.
Son of
famous
Robert
actress.
De Niro, the son of Naomi
girl.
Watts,
Pretending to be a girl.
the daughter of Ben Affleck.
That's crazy. I know Ben Affleck's daughter looked like that. Some weird boy. The son of Cher.
Jennifer
We know
Lopez.
that. I didn't know Jennifer Lopez either. That's
not Dwayne.
Oh yeah, the son of Dwayne Wade. And then showing that they're like when they say son, it's like they look like a daughter. The daughter of Marlon Wayans looks like a man. What the fuck?
Megan Fox and the three
Jamie
boys.
Lee Curtis
All
is a
of
girl.
them?
Yeah, that's statistically impossible. Every kid that Megan Fox has is transgender. It's crazy, man. How this is not an accident. R. Kelly's kid is a tranny too. What the hell? I've been peeing on my kid since I was like 8 and shit. So weird. Yeah. Communism is always an excuse for the small hats to kill large populations of white people. And it happened to Asians.
Oh my
too.
God, I just Googled it because I was curious. It's like, no, not in the case that every one of Megan Fox's children is transgender. Megan Fox has 3 sons and 1 daughter. So 3 or 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Like that makes it a lot better.
And there's there's stuff like this that can do like skull checks. I had that chick that some people thought was a little nutty. She seemed like a nice lady, but maybe she said that she claimed that like Hitler was an inverted girl, actually a girl. And I was like, I doubt that. There's some, she said Trump was. She showed a video of the way Trump walks, and he walks like a female. And I'm like, okay, that's a little too far. But they'll do this thing like it's called the skull check. So they'll put the generic thing of what a male skull looks like over a female and try to line up the eyes. And supposedly you can tell who is a tranny and who's not. Male skull, square face, short forehead, eyes far apart, wide cheekbones, wide jaw. And there's people.
Is that everybody? Is there actually like a distinct difference between every male and female jaw?
Supposedly. I don't know.
I thought
claiming to these people. It is interesting because I didn't know about it till
I don't
on the show.
There might be like some similarities, but I didn't think there was like a permanent. Yeah, that's a guy and that's a girl.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, that I don't know. You can kind of see it, especially in the chick. If you just look close enough, it kind of looks like a boy. Like it kind of does. It's hard to tell nowadays, man.
But even before like all of this, like even before people were transgendering, people like a guy can have very feminine features. Like
yeah, healthcare is technically socialism. That's true. But then it's like it's so funny because in Canada, right? I'm like, everyone's like, we get free healthcare. I'm like, no, we don't, you dum dums. It's really expensive. We get taxed into oblivion. It's not free.
I hate that argument. I hate it so much. It drives me nuts.
And then there's refugees coming here and they're getting free healthcare for so much free shit. Like there's clinics that are like, welcome refugees free, and then it's crazy because the government will take our money. And it's almost like
you know what? Actually, sorry to cut you off. You just fucking started a fire in me. I wouldn't even be so pissed that I'm getting taxed to shit to have this quote unquote don't have to pay at the gate.
Yeah.
This prepay plan for healthcare. If it was fucking good.
Yeah.
It sucks so hard.
Well, now they've let in so many people. They think that's
so
not
annoying.
Contributing to the fact that healthcare is declining. Like that, it's like.
And the other thing too, and I keep saying this, and nobody's fucking like, we've been so conditioned as Canadians to be like, oh, the states have it so bad. The states have it so bad. You're so fucked. You break an arm, you have to live with that.
No,
I know.
No,
it's like, dude, there's insurance plans you can fucking buy.
And they're not that expensive.
Sorry, it takes $130 a month. My bad. Like,
but how much is that compared to the taxes we get taxed on? Right?
Nuts.
And then they use our tax money to like pay for other people to exist.
Die. You're gonna get cancer and you're gonna die.
Yeah, because you won't be able to get into the healthcare facilities. So yeah, he was obsessed. This guy, Dr. John Money, was obsessed with hermaphrodites, claiming that we are all hermaphrodites psychologically from birth. As far as he was concerned, hermaphrodism was proof that you could be whatever you wanted as far as genders went. So as long as we were raised from a young age that way. Money was also a pedophile apologist, having said in a 1980 Time magazine article titled "Sexes," attacking the last taboo that, let's see if I can.
Childhood sexual experience, such as being the partner of a relative or an older person, need not necessarily affect the child's adversely.
He also said,
if I were to see the case of a boy aged 10 or 11 who intensely erotically attracted towards a man in his 20s or 30s, if the relationship is totally mutual and the bonding is genuinely totally mutual, then I would not call it pathological in any way.
That's probably exactly how he sounded, you think?
pretty crazy, like some sort of demonic being.
Yeah, that's probably exactly how he talked.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, you're an odd dude.
I know. Or it's like this.
I suffered from the guilt of being a male.
That's why he had to be so radical. He's like, I'm serious. Take me seriously.
So another shocking quote from Dr. John Money is the following.
I suffered from guilt of being a male. I wore the mask of man's vile sexuality. I wondered if the world might really be a better place for women if not only farm animals, but human males are also gelded neutral at birth. You sick fuck.
So weird.
Neutral. It's like, what's the neutral? You're a fucking you start out your life like a fucking Pokemon game. Do you want Bulbasaur, a guy, Charmander, a girl, or Squirtle? We don't fucking know. I don't know.
The above quote is especially revealing, considering that Dr. John Money went on to treat a young patient by the name of Bruce Reimer in 1965, who was due for urinary problems not long after birth, and he had an operation to be circumcised. However, the operation was botched, leaving his penis completely destroyed. And I was trying to bring up there, if everyone wants to see it, there is little clips. I don't
think anyone wants to fucking see that, Tom.
Well, no.
Like, everyone's good with not seeing that.
They did an expose on Oprah Winfrey, you know, that child trafficking maniac.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his penis.
When she was actually covering relevant issues and wasn't like a psychopath or whatever, like she would cover some pretty obscure like topics, especially in the 80s and in the 90s. And I tried to bring up an interview of it. It was like, this file was too big because I tried to condense it to show people. But you guys can go check that out on YouTube. You can find it. But it's there. It is interesting because his mom's like, you know, they did a circumcision. And then they had some cottering tool, like a cottering. So obviously they cut the skin, then they cauterize it, I guess. I thought they just snipped it, and then a rabbi stuck his mouth on it and just sucked on it for a bit. That's what I've heard. And then they get herpes. It's true. That actually happened.
Like a little popsicle.
Oh, so gross. Aaron thought that was so gross. I mentioned that the other day on the show. So, yeah, that's why, you know, in the Halloween song, that's why I mentioned that.
Bro,
the rabbi sucking baby foreskin. I'm trying to eat dinner. So funny. Everyone's like, it's disgusting.
Gross.
You know, and then
gross episode.
Recently we're talking about, I want to do this for a Patreon episode. You're making me cringe. I want to really try to do this for a Patreon episode. Is me and Aaron talked about, you know, Lorraine Bobbitt.
Yeah, you hear the name.
You know, she cut off her husband's dick and then threw it in the tall grass. And then the cops went looking for his dick.
Yeah.
And then they sewed it back on and he became a porn star. I got Aaron to look up the image.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I thought I told you to look it up sometime, but we'll save it. I'll let you see it on a live stream.
I knew she cut it off. I didn't know he became a porn star after.
Yeah, he was called Frankenpenis. So I got Aaron to look it up, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, it was like shocked. And I was like, "Well, okay, we'll cover Lorena Bobbitt for a Patreon episode. That's why you support the show."
Frank.
Moving on again. Oh, Billy's gonna look it up. It's fucked up, man.
Frankenpenis, a video from 1996.
No, just look up Unfiltered on.
Oh, that's a fucking movie.
Put Bobbitt. There's a movie called Frankenpenis?
Yeah, Frankenpenis is a man who was castrated by his undersexed wife, seeking the ability to have sex once again. Yeah, bizarre surgery in which
Actually,
large
the chat's like,
castrated his
moving
penis.
on, moving on.
It's the same thing. It happened in the movies are happening in real life.
Wow, did you see the image?
No, okay. What's his actual name? Sorry,
Bobbit.
Bobbit.
Bobbit. People in the chat are like so gross.
Image.
Did you see it?
Safe search off.
Oh.
I see a court document of.
You don't see the.
Google's not showing this.
How did Aaron see? Okay, we'll save it and we'll do it for a Patreon episode. So essentially, they were going to use this cottering tool. Safe word is OAV. They use this cottering tool, and according to the mom, that's why I tried to bring up this clip on Oprah. She was like, she's like, they used like some sort of cottering tool or whatever. Then it smelled like burning flesh, and then his penis was gone. Essentially, what she said. And she's like, I trusted the doctors. Da da da. Oh, so crazy, man. So yeah, that's pretty gross, everybody. Well, I showed up at an interesting time in the stream. Yes, we're talking about burnt penises and cut off penises. A lot of cut off penises, that's for sure. So yes, his name was Bruce Reimer. Urinary problems. His penis was completely destroyed. His parents, obviously distraught about their son's future, would face the future his son would face without a penis. Frantically sought any help that was available for their son. This led to them drastically into the clutches of Dr. John Money. After they have seen an interview of him on television as he spoke about his crackpot theories of how a little boy could easily be raised as a girl with the right social conditioning. Raised him, I had tacos before this, so sorry. Raised him as a girl, they're quite good. And according to Money, he would be a girl. After watching the interview, his parents of the young Bruce contacted John Money to see if he could help them out in any way. This was just the opportunity he was looking for to prove his theories right. Two young boys, identical twins, one raised as a boy, one raised as a girl. If the experiment was successful, then his theory that gender was merely a social construct was in business, so John Money can make some money. Money believed that the Reimer child could be taught to identify as a female through nurture rather than as a male through nature. He believed this is because he said gender was a social construct. Yes. And that gender identity was the result of social learning and was malleable, and you could alternate. It could be altered. From a young age, just like peering over in the chat. At the age of 22, Bruce Reimer underwent sex reassignment surgery. 22 months. That's crazy, man. And began the most despicable experiments ever. So after Money had convinced his parents that the little boy could learn to identify as a girl, so they began the most despicable experiments, which required the worst kind of psychological abuse that not only impacted upon Bruce Reimer, who became Brenda Reimer, being raised as a little girl, it impacted him and his entire family. Only in later years it would come to apparent that just how much it had affected them. He also told Reimer family to never tell Bruce that he was born a man.
See, I don't understand. I think my biggest thing is I don't quite understand how the Mennonite culture let this happen.
What do you mean?
Reimer.
There are Mennonites?
Yeah.
That's
a Mennonite last name. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're actually Mennonite, though. They didn't say Mennonite.
Oh, it's a Mennonite fucking family. What year did this happen, sorry?
The 60s?
Yeah, that's a Mennonite last name, buddy.
Everyone named
that could very well be my fucking family.
I'm saying last names on the show. We knew a kid named Reimer, and he would just do a lot of cocaine. Cocaine.
Oh, people are saying a Jewish name. Am I Jewish?
I'll take it that Billy Tower says Jewish in the Chester.
No way.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, Reimer is a common Mennonite name. It's all German-speaking regions.
Well, look up this. Just say, was David Reimer a Mennonite? See if anything comes up. Typing.
Yeah, he was. David Reimer was a Mennonite family, grew up in culture with strong Mennonite roots. His parents were part of a religious community that moved from almost exclusively Mennonite farm nearing Winnipeg. Yeah, that's where my fucking family moved. Oh,
This is done in
is this
Canada.
the same David Reimer? Same year.
Is it? Does it say transgender? You can type in that.
That's fucking weird.
Dive deeper in AI.
What is the best gun to defend from a Jew?
Was he the trans dude?
Google AI. So funny.
Oh, fuck off. David Reimer was not transgender. Rather, his case is a landmark example used to illustrate that gender identity is an innate and cannot easily be altered by social conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah, that was him, and he was Mennonite, born 1984, died 1963.
We're gonna get to that.
Oh, sorry.
That's crazy.
Ain't that some shit?
Your algorithm is gonna be fucked up.
Literally, Mennonite. This could be my family, dude.
Is gonna be fucked up.
This is my family. This is where my mom.
You know this kid? Ask your mom
that could
if
be
she
my
knows
mom's
him.
cousin that I don't know.
There's
a very real chance. I don't know.
Like, do you know this guy?
Weird. No, I don't.
Look at life beat him up, man. Life beat this guy up. It's so crazy.
I don't like how many similarities there are in that picture to my face, but
it'd be so funny if you were related.
Dude, I'm related to that family. That's my family name.
Is it? Maybe weird.
It's my mom's. Well, Braun was her married, but that was my grandmother's maiden name.
Yeah, so obviously, is it a social construct? And at the age of 22 months, yes, they changed him forever. You become Brenda. What would your female name be? If you were to change,
I could probably keep Billy.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
You gotta do something different. You gotta
but
I'd be like, it's with an IE.
I'm Billie Eilish. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. It's got to start with the same letter, right? Like
there's
usually,
not a name that you like kind of fond
the
of?
rule. No,
you're not a name. There's not a name you're fond of or anything.
Well, yeah, but I named my dog it.
Chloe, yeah.
Yeah, that's out of the question now.
I'd be a slut.
I hate that I did that too. That's what I wanted to name my
like,
firstborn.
I'm Alexis, like Alexis on Fire, but just Alexis, like a slutty hooker name.
Oh, you'd be a whore. You'd be such a fucking whore, Tom.
Yeah. Especially if I was a hermaphrodite. Bertha.
I'm too skinny to be a Bertha.
I'm Bertha. Want to come over tonight, Billy?
Tonya. No, my mom used to call me Thomasina, which is like, because and I didn't know that was a real name. I just thought it was like my mom joking with me. But no, in Italy, there's chicks with.
My name's Thomasina.
That's an actual name, really?
Yeah, I guess an Italian name or something like that. So weird.
Weird.
Aaron was right. I gotta not use those sound effects because Aaron's like, you're gonna be so annoying with this shit.
I enjoy it. It's fun.
It's fun. There's like a robot.
I'm a robot. Billy.
Okay.
So dumb. Okay.
Pick and choose.
So the things didn't go quite as planned for John Money after years of trying to convince Bruce that he was a girl, and after severe mental manipulation and abuse interviewer sessions, Bruce finally snapped and at age 13 committed suicide. If his parents ever forced him to go back to Dr. Money, still unaware that he was in fact a boy, Bruce, now named Brenda, was convinced that he was insane. As a result of his parents decided to tell him the truth about what happened to him as a baby, this came to a relief for Bruce, who no longer identified as Brenda and renamed himself David. So they kept trying to force him to, like, you know, and then eventually he was like, he didn't want to keep going back to Dr. John Money and said he would commit suicide because he said that he would, like, he didn't want to. I looked up Dr. John Money when I researched this, and he didn't seem like he was Jewish. I didn't say that he was, but maybe.
Quick Google search might concur.
I thought I Google searched it. I was surprised that he wasn't, because of people like Magnus Hirschfeld and many others that push these kind of ideological subversion, communist tactics.
No, he was not Jewish yet. Born in New Zealand, he was a Christian.
Yeah, and string Christian quote. No Christian would do this to a kid, so you know, he's probably insane. But so, and he would, like, he liked playing around with like cars and he wanted to fight and stuff. He just had these male urges and didn't really understand it. And then so they named him, he renamed himself David. Far from it being David's natural gender identity that was a social construct, it was in fact that Brenda and the false unnatural gender identity that they had tried to force on him to accept, that was the social construct. It was in fact Brenda was the social construct. Did John Money also expect Reimer to grow up as a homosexual and be sexually attracted to males as well as believe himself to be a female? Or would he then have claimed that Bruce, as Brenda, was a lesbian because he was attracted to women, when he had always been a male and his false female identity was not only socially constructed but was ideologically motivated? That is what's so funny too. There's like videos. That's a lie. He was a suture. I wonder if he's a Shaba Goe or whatever they call him. Yeah, it would. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought reading that. There's like, it's so funny when there's like the trans that are like, it's like a big butch tranny, like a male to female, and it's like, I'm a lesbian. It's like, no, you're just a normal guy with psychological mental problems, because you're just dressing up like a girl, but then you're attracted to the opposite sex anyway. So what are you?
He was a guy that liked how lesbians looked, and he's like, I need to be a lesbian. He's like, the hottest lesbians are the ones that aren't the bush ones. He's like, those are the girls I want to get.
I've seen that where it's like, a transgender female, male, they're trying to be whatever. And they're like, I'm a lesbian. It's like, no, you're fucking crazy. So the false theories of John Money went to be presented as facts, that boys could be raised as girls and learn to identify as a girl rather than boys, as nature had made them. He even went on to describe what he had done to be a total success, how delusional this guy was. He did this after having no contact with the Reimer family for years. Then his lies about the experiment being successful were blown apart when Bruce, now David, Reimer came forward to expose what they had done to him and his family as a result of this abuse, lies, and the cover-up surrounding the true nature of the case. That's why he went on like Oprah and stuff like that. And it's definitely demonic, like subversion. Like, I think if Satan's real, this is what he would do, right?
Cut off your dick. Cut it off.
You're Satan. We're role playing right now. You're Satan. Okay. You're down in your little, I don't know, your little man cave, we'll call it. Got a bunch of Playboy posters up on the wall. You're shooting pool with your minions that are making you fucking win. And then you put down the cue and you're like,
who's down there with me?
You're sitting there. You're little fucking fuck toys or whatever. Your little sex ring you got going on. And you put it down and you're getting drunk and you're like, you know what'd be so fucking funny? He's like, let's confuse the fuck out of these guys. let's make them think they're the wrong ones.
Let's possess some Jewish people and see if
let's
they go
just
along with
fuck them up. He's like sitting there watching it like Saturday Night reality TV.
You know what? I'm surprised, but Michael Jackson is actually in heaven, and he's wearing an SS uniform. I can see him do my little peephole. I just have a little peephole into heaven because God won't let me see all of it. He only lets me see the bathroom of the men's room. And they all have
a weird thing to let
there.
you see.
I see Michael Jackson's asshole right now.
It's like, I just joke because there's the idea that I don't believe, like, there's weird things like about Michael, like people claim that they maybe framed him, but in the documentary it's two boys that claim this or whatever, and there's just weird details. A lot of times people are molested or whatever, they don't really want to talk about it, and these kids were like, yeah, he opened up my asshole and stared into it like it was into the universe, the abyss. Just like open it up. That's one of the things that they claimed.
Staring? Maybe it was like coughing or something. How do you?
Like,
you're looking at her head. You're like, go do something. Sounds like you're inviting it, buddy. You're terrified.
It's so weird. That's what he claimed, that he like stared at it, winked at it.
Yeah, he was looking.
Yeah. So sadly, Brian and Bruce went on to commit suicide. Both of them did. That's crazy. So both brothers, their deaths can be blamed on John Money and his twisted theories that attempted to redesign nature. That's pretty crazy. I actually thought that only Bruce did it, but Brian was his brother, and they both committed suicide. I wonder if I have a feeling that Bruce committed suicide and then Brian did. I don't know that side of the story, but that's probably more likely.
Do you know who does
Jackson
know that
was
side
also
of the story?
groomed. Yeah, let's see. Jackson was also groomed from a young age. Well, yeah, his dad would like shove him into like a fireplace. He would make him like sleep into a fireplace. He's like, why are you making me money? You know what I mean? Like that's like his upbringing. He got beat by his dad. That was a weird family.
Sorry, what was his brother's name?
Brian.
My daddy put me inside of a fireplace.
Yeah, Brian Reimer committed in July 2002, and an intentional overdose of antidepressants, and his brother 2 years later on May 4th, 04.
So Bruce did it first, or Brian did it first?
Brian did it first.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, Brian committed suicide July 2002, and Bruce in 2004.
That's really sad, man. What a crazy story.
He said basically killing himself over the grievance of his own brother.
Yeah, which is nuts. So, this is what cultural Marxist agenda does. It is completely anti-nature and believes everything to be socially constructed or a product of environmental factors. They say race isn't real and we're all the same, yet claim to support racial diversity. They say gender identity isn't real, but it is a product of social experimentation. Well, no, it isn't. It is nature that determines our gender identity and social adapts to nature. They say homosexuality is normal and natural when it is anything but. If everyone was a homosexual, there would be no reproduction. So therefore, it is unnatural as far as nature is concerned. Whether that continued, like the continuation of a species through heterosexual reproduction, is a natural necessity, which is true. And that's like what cultural Marxism aims to do is to remove the natural sense of what's right and wrong from the collective consciousness of people of the West. Once they achieve this, they set up the deconstruction society and remold it in their dystopian image. And that's what's going on, right? This idea of like all they do is tear down. They are a death cult. They tear down statues. A lot of like these factors of like, I see a lot of people when I bring up these issues going on of our country's declining, and one of the sickest agendas that they did was convince us that, oh, the world was overpopulated, so we need to have less kids. And then now we don't have the ability to, the replacement, essentially you need about, 2.1 per kids to replicate.
Next time, thank you.
To replicate, open that can and we can't reproduce and replicate our people now, and now that's why they're replacing us with the millions of the third worlders that they let breed out of control. Always on purpose, clearly. And then they also like when people bring up this up, I'm like, this was done on purpose. Everyone's like, we need to have more kids. Well, they let the third world breed out of control while we were socially conditioned to not have as many kids. Then they push things like, despite what people think, whatever, abortion on the Western world especially. And then they pushed, the gay agenda. And then more and more things, especially directed towards white people to do and to essentially sever their bloodlines. And it is true that within 100 years, white people could not exist, at least in the regard of what we do today. We'll be a worldwide minority.
We'll be a minority, yeah. But okay, so let's look at this from a different way. Our government basically telling us not to have children could have stemmed from the fact that, this is just me spitballing, could have stemmed from the fact of them wanting us to bleed us dry for money, but still survive. Because if we die, then fingers will start getting pointed to them. But it's like, hey, people start having less kids, we can bleed a little, even more money out of them, but they'll still live. They'll be mad, but like they're not dying. So like,
and then they're just
that way we can kind of capitalize on every little dollar and be able to control this community. And
part of the Kalergi plan is everybody else is an easier slave. That's their claim, not mine. But that other races are easy to enslave, especially, I don't know, maybe people like, Indians. And it's not like, I'm not saying I don't like all Indian people. I've actually had Indian friends. It's like, it's just when you're like,
say that like it's shocking. You're like, it happened once, actually.
Yeah, it happened once. It just and I told them, like my two buddies that were Indian that I worked with, about this stuff, and they kind of agreed with me and said that they won't even go into places like Brampton and stuff.
Yeah, like there's definitely, well, obviously that is something on the forefront of everyone's mind because it keeps happening and it's so right in your face. But
Yeah,
there could have been there could be other reasonings to this that are probably just as fucking evil.
Yeah, it's to get rid of.
But there could be other reasonings to be like, you know what? We need to fucking tight knit these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't know what the, but clearly this is being done on purpose. Like I've said a million times, I don't care who you are, where you come from. If you came to like Canada or places that, the countries that white people created, right? And you embrace it. That's why I like a lot of Asian people get what's going on. A lot of them do. A lot of them see it and they're aware of it and they have respect, because as weird as it is, this goes for every race when it's not all bad people. This happens to a lot of people that, say black people that were in Canada, they fled the slave trade and they came here and they adapted and assimilated and became one of us. And, I had friends that were black growing up and stuff like that. And it's like, but then it's like when you start to notice like certain patterns and stuff within certain communities, and it could be a governmental thing though. It could be, they have kicked them down, put them into like certain areas of project buildings. But then there's arguments on the other side, right? So they're using all of this division to control us. It's quite clear. Like it's part of the whole plan is, keep people culturally divided. And that's why what happened. I was saying that's why would let it happen to Canada, right? Because there's so many different cultures. Like there's like Chinese New Year and there's Diwali and like all these cultures are being celebrated in spite of our own. We had a European centric culture, right? So
I want to take it to the fact of this fucking chat saying it's going to be a breeding farm.
If someone wants to pay me for my unvaccinated sperm, just kidding.
I just like, it sounds fun in theory, but all I can picture is like a horrible situation.
Are you talking
where
about
I'm chained up? I'm like, boys, I got nothing left. They're like, more. I'm like, no.
No, it's you remember when we were making fun of the Nazi masturbation machines?
Oh yeah,
that were fake.
That's what it would be. It's like,
and
this is too much.
I don't know what the obsession is.
It'd be
recently.
real nice the first couple times.
I don't know what the obsession recently is with the skin lamps. So this claim that the Nazis created. They claimed the Nazis created lamps out of Jewish human skin. That's not true. They were tested. All of those artifacts they have in the famous picture laying out on the table were goat skin and goat hide, and they were different animal skin. So now in the Ed Gein show, he's obsessed with like Nazi folklore, which was true in these Nazi magazines. And then he makes human lampshades inspired by a story about Buchenwald that was fake. It wasn't real. Like that was literally fake. You can look it up. And now we're watching the new It show where it's like, It, the clown. Yeah. There's a show called Welcome to Derry. And they have one of the characters is Jewish, and they have a scene about the lamp, and there's like he's having a nightmare about a skin lamp coming to life and shit. And I'm like, it's just so much. It's more propaganda. It can be like they're so crazy. They were making juice lamp skin, and that wasn't true though. It wasn't true. So why do they? It's so funny how Hollywood keeps peddling these same ideas, but then if you just went and looked it up, it will literally say, yeah, they tested it. It was goat's hide or whatever, right? So always lying. They always be lying, bro.
Big like lions.
So I picture you hooked up to one of those masturbation machines because it looked like a cow duct where they put the thing on the cow tits.
I'd fucking cry.
And
I'd be crying.
And then
it's catch like, me bawling my fucking eyes out, going, "There's nothing left in there, boys. Look at it. It's basically a fucking vagina now. You scooped it in. There's nothing there.
It's sucked in." Do you remember?
Stop.
Do you remember in Scary Movie? Where like he comes and he explodes her to the roof because it's like his first time jizzing or having sex, and then he goes into like a skeleton man. He's like, it's all out of him. That'd be you. You would look like, those like the skinny Jews in the pictures of the concentration camp. You would look like that. That's why they look like that. Is because they were being milked of their semen.
Oh, Tom.
Okay, I have one more video to show you. This one's compelling, and just remember, while people listen and watch this, a lot of the royal families are technically Jewish, and they infiltrated a lot of these, and that's not my claim. This is from books I've read about literally there was one book I read about this, and they mentioned it. I can't remember what book that was. Maybe David Icke's book. And then there was There's another book I've read, The Illuminati, The Cult to Hijack the World, written by a Jewish guy that's very critical of Zionism and the Jews infiltrating certain countries. So a lot of these, what you're going to see.
So you're saying it can be trusted because it was written by a Jew?
Well, it's interesting because he is someone who exposes this stuff while being like, I'm not religiously Jewish. I just was born in this or whatever, right? And there's a lot of people like, it's nothing against Jewish people in general, right? Like there's good and bad in all groups, but yeah, there's a disproportional power over people and they own banks and the movie industry, like. It's not racist or anti-Semitic to like notice things and be like, this is factually true. Like that's what they're trying to claim, that everything is racist or anti-Semitic, of just being like, well, I have the proof right here. You can clearly see that's what's going on. And they also like the whole idea of like the Talmud, they believe in 8 genders in the Talmud. They're the study of the Torah. So it comes strictly, all this stuff comes from their ideologies, right? They claim that they created the left. The modern left was created by whatever. So let's check this out. This is a longer one, but we'll end it on this, give our thoughts, and then we'll bring it to a close. But this is, I thought this was pretty wild.
Royal families of Europe are full of transsexuals, and they hate women. They and the Vatican control America. It gets sickening by the moment.
I mean, isn't that, but it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, the royal families of Europe are full of, trannies, basically. Trans people, transsexual. I mean, that's kind of mind-blowing, right? Really?
It is. Now, you could imagine that would have been feasible in the old days, before the use of photographs and video and all of that, where the people wouldn't get to see them very often. And when they did, they wouldn't get much chance to study them.
Yeah.
And when the camera became available and video and film footage became available, we had a brief window where we could see them in the raw, if you like. But in the last 20, 30, 40 years, they appear to have greatly improved the quality, so that they're much more convincing transgenders now.
Yeah.
And of course, they carry out more surgery on them now. I would recommend, if you're interested, to go out and check some of the junior members of the British royal family.
Oh yeah,
the ones who are around 5, 6, 7, 8. They are just like little boys, you know.
Yeah.
But by the time they're 13, 14, 15, between the chemicals and the hormones, the surgery and so on, they will be more convincing females than they are. At the moment.
Yeah, it's just such a strange thing to do, for just normal people like us. We just think, why would anybody want to change their gender or pull out, try to do this deception? And now, do you think it's something they have to do to please their gods, right? Their masters?
I think it is. I think it's part of this cult, club, society. Mrs. Thatcher made a famous remark years back. She was one, and she spoke about a certain person who was getting above a station, and she was saying, he is not one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And, at the time you would tend to think, well, they're speaking only of the power elite. But now that we have a different coloration on that now, because we see it could possibly mean that he wasn't a member of this club.
One of us, yeah.
One of us.
Sure, there is some
I think the Mitfords used to have a term, you and non-you. The you being us, and of course the non-you being the rabble. And if you're one of us, then of course there must be some physical evidence that you have joined this club. Now, I don't think all of the males have to do it, or even all of the females, but I do.
Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts. All I could think about is like the lady boys from Thailand.
That's crazy. Like,
Thailand, you're like, I didn't realize you were a lady boy.
But all of those look like men. You know what I mean? Like, guys are simple. We look for food, shelter, or sex. Yeah, it's true. When someone hates me for being white, guess what? I'm gonna hate them back. It's self-preservation, not white supremacy. It's true. And I'll show a clip on. I have Instagram for the people. I never shared this out, but I have an Instagram. I have a decent following. Almost what about 13,000 or whatever, and it's like I've got other accounts taken down. This one
So
seems to have
13 people.
stayed
13
up.
people, and each person has 1,000 bot accounts.
Yeah.
You got 13, Tom.
But there's what's that? I can't remember the guy's name, but he's an African guy, and he like sticks up for white people, and he said that Africa created the word white supremacy essentially. Because they in their languages like Ashanti and other African languages, they would think that like they call white people superior because they're like, wow, look at this, they fly in the sky, they have boats that float on water. Like they were amazed by the technological advances of white Europeans that created were able to travel the world, and it's like this idea is like if it was any other group of people, if the Chinese just showed up in what is now Canada and North America, you think they'd be like, all right, I saw this, there's a people already here, I'm going home, bye-bye. Like that's stupid. They obviously were like, oh, we want to explore this more, we want to build something else here, we want to create something. It wasn't about theft, there was no stolen land, it was built. Nothing was stolen, it was built. You can't steal land, but if someone came in and then killed all the white people and then took all the infrastructure and changed it into something that they wanted, then that's theft. But creating something out of nothing is not
kind
theft,
of what's
right?
happening.
Right, it is true. But I thought that was crazy.
I hope we get.
I feel like they all are subverted, man. I think they all are subverted, and I think that there is some weird stuff going on. And is it because there is these ancient Nephilim gods that are maybe controlling this, and that's part of the occult, is to change the essence of literally who you are, this death call to become something that you're necessarily not, that goes against, because it seems like this cult and this, that's what David I calls it a lot. He's like, it's this cult, right?
100%.
It's about going against everything that is naturally against God or something, right? So you're so entrenched in the cult that you have to subvert yourself. And it's anti-life. A lot of the ideologies that come from the left and these sick lunatics and the people in power, it is very anti-human. Everything from the climate change agenda to all of this stuff and gender agenda is it just seems everything is anti-life.
Die. Well, it's not. I don't think it's. I don't know. I think it all just comes back to money.
So DEI, right? DEI. If you spelled it another way, what would it spell? If you do diversity, inclusion, equity, it would spell die, which is essentially what it's doing. It's killing, essentially white people, just identity in general of different, the idea. Yes, they're starting. It seems like with the white people, they tried in Japan. They want to do it with Asians. They're pushing some of this propaganda stuff, even in places like South Korea. And the plan is eventually for no one to have an identity, right?
Well,
that we're all this mud race of people.
Anyway.
What?
DEI is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I know it is, and it's all right. This guy's not qualified, but he's brown, so let's let him drive a bus.
Yeah, we need to meet our quota. A very qualified, not colored person lost the job. He's like, yo, I studied so fucking hard for this.
I know, and they might start doing this to Asians and stuff like that too. But it is all about erasing certain people, and then people that are actually qualified won't get a chance to. And they're literally asking. There's tons of jobs around Canada that are saying don't you have to identify. So I'm saying with white people, if you work in Canada, just say you're Native or Jewish, and don't just say you're just a white male, because you probably won't get that job, because that's what they're doing about equity. But it's the idea.
Funny. You know what I did?
There's fucking millions of them, and they have their own continents. That's why it's so dumb.
You know what I
did?
You
have to. Yeah, what?
So the other night. This ties in exactly like this. I was obliterated fucking drunk sitting on my couch, and I signed my family up for Family Feud.
Really?
Fucking loaded, because it was the day the Jays went to 18, so I was watching it it was 4 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
And I'm filming my video because you need to do an in-person video.
And you're drunk, they're not gonna get you on the show.
And then they were they're like, what do you tell us a bit more about yourself? And there's a check mark box. Are you trans? Are you black? Are you
weird.
Are you? And I just lied so hard. I clicked damn near every box.
I'm everything.
I'm actually autistic. I'm also have Down syndrome. Give me this fucking spot, please. Watch me.
Let me on the show. That'd be so funny. On Family Feud.
I'm actually half expecting a call, and I don't want one.
That's the Steve Harvey one, right? Is that
no? That's the Jerry D one. Jerry D's Canadian.
Oh, that's gay.
Yeah, Steve Harvey's for America.
Oh, we have a Canadian Family Feud?
Yeah, it's Jerry D hosts it.
Oh, really? Weird.
Yeah.
Do you have a fun fact of the day?
I do.
So I don't have I don't have
what?
Yeah, it's not on the new board.
Figure it
yet,
out.
so-
Well, that's your fault. No, you have to do what I did. No, you fucked it up. Do what I did.
No, you have to yell it now.
No, you do.
I'm not gonna yell.
Yeah, you fucked it up. Do it.
It's your fun fact. I forgot. I had to find it somewhere.
You fucked it. Do it.
Figure it out.
Tom?
Y'all ready for this? It's Billy's fun fact of the day. Just yell it for me one time. Do it.
All right.
It's.
Do you have even the sound?
No,
thing
no,
that
you're
I
just gonna have
follow?
to do a new one. Go, ready?
All right. Yo. We were here once before. Now Billy's coming in with the fun fact. Drop you to the floor.
I want you to yell it.
Because it needs to be yelling.
All right, what's your fun fact, boy?
Sharks existed before trees did.
How does that make sense?
Ain't that some shit? No. Yeah, basically sharks have been around for about 400 million years. Trees have only been a thing for about 350 million. So I'm wondering where.
Weird.
So basically, I wonder if because trees turn carbon dioxide into oxygen. So basically, our planet was so clean that it didn't need that.
Weird.
I guess.
My wife very scared from a man with a chocolate face.
How are people living? I should have looked this up. That fun fact just blew my mind. How were people living before trees?
Maybe we didn't.
Barrier rock. Early human ancestry lived as hunter-gatherers in these environments using natural shelters.
Applesauce, bitch.
Oh, maybe we didn't actually. How long?
Weird.
How long have humans been here?
How long has sharks been compared to humans?
No, humans have only existed for about 300,000 years.
So they say.
Well, 300,000 is fucking insane.
According to black people, white people come from space. Maybe it's true.
We might have 300,000 years ago. Maybe. they're like run this back to when we didn't know anything. We're curious how they do it. Ain't that some shit? Those sharks are over there going we're good. We're in the water. We don't need your fucking oxygen.
Do you like this one? Can you tell me who this is?
What am I, a fucking retard, man? Am I a fucking retard? Oh!
No, I have no idea who that is.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Such a maniac. What am I, a retard? So funny. All right, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, comment on the main page. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, whatever it may be. Support the show. It would be much appreciated. Go join our Patreon. There is a couple of videos that have came out recently that we kept just for the Patreon. One was because we got such hardcore copy written on it. So when me and Aaron did the Fatal Attractions episode about amusement parks, and then you can go on Instagram, follow Strange Brew Podcast on Instagram. That's where we're most active. We're also on X and Facebook. All the Instagram stuff goes to Facebook anyway, but Instagram is where we're most popular. I just released a clip of me and Aaron talking about Indian amusement parks on the amusement park episode, and you would be surprised what they look like. It's pretty crazy. Billy will have to watch that clip because it's
all right. Well, you know what? Fuck you. You want a new fun fact then?
What?
All right. Wombat poop is cube shaped. You know that? It helps it from the poop rolling away.
What?
It's cube shaped.
What was the fact? Sharks were here before.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, fuck off. You want a better one? There's another one.
Why is their poop square? Wombat's poop is square?
Yeah, it's cube. It's like a cube.
That's so weird.
It helps the poop. It stays put so they can mark their territory so it doesn't roll away.
Some fucking guy thinks it's chocolate. Ooh, piece of chocolate. Ooh, piece of chocolate. Ooh, piece of candy. The sixth graders in my town learned that last year.
I thought it was fucking cool. I didn't. Fuck you.
That's so funny. We appreciate everyone that comes in the chat and joins us on these live streams. It's just a little more fun, and then they come out audio a little later. But yeah, support the show. You can join the Patreon. We're gonna start doing some different things. There's lots of content already on there, but we're hoping to maybe do like if you join, you can leave a message or stuff like that, or you'll get a shout out, things like that. It is fairly cheap, and there is a bunch of content on there that you'll only find on there. So definitely support the show, do what you can. And we got plenty that we want to get to. This is an episode that I wanted to cover a while ago. Me and Aaron were maybe going to cover it. And then I decided it would be a good idea to just do it now, get it over with, and talk about some of this transgender agenda before we go back to some fun hauntings. And I think it's almost time for some true crime. So we're going to get into some fun stuff soon. And yeah, we appreciate you guys. And like, comment, share, all that good stuff. I never know how to end these. So stay strange.
And cheers. You do cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Stay strange, everybody.